last two games, and Celtic 6 points off the pace. Paul McStay returned for Celtic, and there were some changes too in the United lineup, as Jock Brown discovered.
The United team has been shaken up by manager Jim McLean after last week's draw at Love Street. Out go youngsters Cleland, Welsh and McKinnon, making way for the more experienced Guy Steinman, Dave Bowman and Mixu Patalainen. The Scotland coach Andy Roxburgh is here, and among the players he'll be scrutinising is Billy McKinlay, United's midfield playmaker. He's still only 21 years old, but he's starting a competitive first-team match for the 99th time. John Collins has made an amazing recovery from the injury sustained last week against Hibs, and the captain Paul McStay is also back after a month on the sidelines with a knee injury. Peter Grant drops out, and that's the only change from last week. So young Mark McNally keeps his place. The 19-year-old is starting only his fifth first-team match after making his debut last month against his hometown team, Motherwell. And the referee for this afternoon's match, Mr. Jim McCluskey from Stuart. So the Scotland coach, Andy Roxburgh, in the stand with his number 2, Craig Brown, beside him. So a lot of gloves being worn out there, and it's little wonder. The pitch is in excellent condition though. The undersoil heating working well, pitch taking a stud, and the players will be very happy to have the match underway, as will the supporters, and a very healthy crowd indeed despite these wintry conditions. So Celtic restored to full strength effectively, especially in midfield, with Paul McStay starting the match on the right side of midfield, John Collins in the middle and Steve Fulton on the left. Here's Steinman starting the match on the United left. So the Celtic skipper restored to fitness, playing on the right side of midfield. United have certainly taken the view that, having slipped from the top of the table, a little bit of experience required to be injected back into the side. So they have Krivokapic and Malpass as the markers at the back. Brian Welsh left out, and Van der Haan the sweeper. Dave Bowman is wide on the right with Steinman wide on the left, leaving usual midfield pairing thereafter of McKinlay and McInally. Steinman playing it long. Elliott challenged well by Jackson. Run away by McNally for the United throw. Here's Darren Jackson. He's been allowed to turn to face Elliott. Good play by Jackson. Dave Bowman beaten well in the air by Rogan. Good running on the outside by Krivokapic. An excellent catch by Bonner. And that clearance by Bonner is a happy one from the United point of view, with Krivokapic making this tremendous run on the right to send over the cross, but that left him well out of position. Van der Haan having to be very careful. Here's Craney. And Celtic have won the corner kick. Celtic wait for Steve Fulton to go across to take an in-swinger, and this could be very dangerous indeed for Alan Main in the United goal. Variation though offered. It's back with McNally. Long deep cross. Tommy Coyne is there, and once again United are forced to concede the corner. It's a very sprightly opening this from Celtic. This time Elliott prepares to receive an outswinger from Fulton. Once again it's played short for Dubček. And a fine diving header came from John Collins. Well, Celtic clearly have been putting a lot of work into the set pieces from corner kicks. The ball played short here for Dubček, played in early. John Collins with a diving header, and Main is relieved to see it go wide. Van der Haan. Steinman. Patalainen supporting Daly. That's Helped on by Dubček, covering his central defence, and now Fulton has a lot of space for Celtic. On a movement up front too. There goes Nicholas. And a fine cross there, just too far ahead of Jerry Craney. But that was excellent play from Charlie Nicholas. He really does look to be in the mood this afternoon. Taking this ball on the run, a good left foot cross. Just look how close Craney was to this. And Main was very sharp going out. So we may see here again the effect of the wind now. It's being played short to Rogan. He may try the long ball forward. On the ground it goes though. Good play involving Nicholas and Craney. And the pass just had to get beyond Stein with release Coyne, but here a chance now for United. Jackson going through. Lost his bearings there. Here's trouble again. United take the lead. Christian Daly is the scorer. And what a comedy of errors in the Celtic defence. The 18th minute of the match, right against the run of play, United take the lead. Well, a great quick break this was. Jackson was going through, Bonner came to meet him. Now Jackson had no idea where the ball was here. Rogan and Bonner together get into a terrible fankle, and in steps Christian Daly. So Daly gets his 5th goal of the season for Dundee United. And what a setback that is for Celtic. It looked so impressive early on. It was the first time Pat Bonner had been called into serious action in the match. Now Bowman. Van der Hoorn has gone forward looking for a shooting chance. It's well controlled by Rogan. There's Tommy Coyne. Craney waits in the middle. Helping it on, and it's brilliantly saved from Fulton. That was Alan Main at his best. And United waiting their luck for the moment. Well, that was superb play once again from Celtic. It looked certain there that Fulton would score. It was played in here by Coyne. Now look at the part played by Craney here, helping that on. Fulton was very quick, but what an excellent save it was from Alan Main. Oh, here's Mark McNally. McNally forcing him forward. Jackson was halted there by Paul Elliott, but here's McNally. Space on the left now for Patalainen. Far post cross. Well, the header from McNally. Not carrying quite enough strength to beat Pat Bonner. But another fine sweeping move with Patalainen breaking in the left, sending over a good cross. And the header of McNally comfortably taken by Bonner. Good turn by Patalainen. Cover though provided by McNally for Celtic. This is Bowman. Now McKinley. Jackson putting off to the left. Taking Elliott with him. Great play by Jackson. And a wonderful opportunity passed up inside the penalty area by both Bowman and Daly. It was brilliant play this from Darren Jackson. Look at the way he takes on Paul Elliott. Looks up, sees these players racing into the 6-yard line, and how did that stay out? Patalainen helps it on. There goes Jackson. Well tackled this time by Elliott, but Darren Jackson is giving Paul Elliott one of the sternest tests of the season so far. Jackson to McNally. That ensures a corner kick. McNally alive to the possibility of a short corner there. And it's going to be an orthodox one from McKinley. Offered shot to Daly. Steinman bringing it down. And a good save from Bonner. Keith Steinman doing very well indeed there. Looking for his second goal in United colours. The ball was played across by Daly. Strength, control, and a good shot there from Steinman. Well saved by Bonner. Coleman's corner. Straight back out to Jim McInally. Rather snatched at that shot. Well, it's a goal kick to Celtic. Here's Billy McKinlay. Daly favouring the right flank for United. Not a bad effort that from Christian Daly. He has the scent for goal once again. Opened the season with a scoring bang, but after a long lean period until that goal earlier in the match. Look at the way he comes inside. He's so comfortable on the ball, this young man. Stepping inside onto what ought to be his weaker foot, but that's hit pretty well, although it is wide of the target. The throw it is to Celtic, corner flank. And referee Jim McCluskey brings a very interesting first half to an end. The first half dominated initially by Celtic, who produced a series of sweeping attacks, but then they were caught out in just 18 minutes when confusion between Rogan and Bonner gave the opportunity for young Christian Daly to knock home the only goal of the first half. So at half-time at Tannadice, it's Dundee United 1, Celtic 0. You have to hand it to these Celtic supporters. When the Celtic team reappeared for the second half, they had a tumultuous welcome. The singing began to give their favourites a lift. So let's see the effect that may have on the Celtic performance in the second half. But there's an early chance there for Christian Daly. It was touched away by Rogan, who took a blow in the face. He's clearly in a lot of pain there. Play still continuing. Celtic try to come forward, but there's Steinman. I think Anton Rogan may be in some difficulty here. Well, there's the damage. Clearly in a lot of trouble. An accidental clash it was. And the nosebleed indicates that he may require extensive treatment. So let's see how this happened. It was an awkward cross, this, looking for Christian Daly. There was Rogan underneath it, and he appeared to collide there with Daly and perhaps also with Dubček. So Anton Rogan will remain on the field, but that will be of some concern, I think, to referee McCluskey. The amount of blood being lost there, and under FIFA regulations, you don't undoubtedly have to leave the field at this stage. But he's a very determined character, Anton Rogan. He will want to see this out to the end. I think even he would admit, not a pretty sight. Billy McNeil, who's offering some comfort, I think, to Anton Rogan. Rogan coming across to the touchline to get some further attention. So Celtic playing on with 10 men for the moment. And Billy McNeil on his feet, reorganising the Celtic ranks while they're a man short. Now Jackson setting this up for Daly. He's very quick now. He could go all the way himself here. Just doing a little too much. He's not happy with himself. Well, that's perhaps another indication that his attitude is right for the future. He had one thought in mind there when he broke to race in and goal. Look how disappointed he is. Well, one in midfield in the air by Billy McKinlay. That's Rogan. Van der Horn turning it back. Coyne with a life to that. The chance for Celtic. Tommy Coyne equalises. And it's a disaster for Freddie Van der Horn. 7 minutes into the second half. And if there was a defensive area giving United the lead, another has brought Celtic back on level terms. Well, Freddie Van der Horn will have nightmares about this. There appeared to be no danger at all when he tidied up this long ball from Rogan, but Coyne was very quick, got there ahead of Alan Main, and from a tight angle, struck the ball home. So Tommy Coyne collects his 6th goal of what has been for him a very short season, and gives these Celtic supporters renewed optimism about winning the match. Paul McStay setting up an attack on the right once again. What a good tackle that was from Van der Hoorn. Well, he'll be most anxious to make amends now, you can be sure of that. He's played extremely well until that moment. There's Krivokapic. That's for Jackson. Shade too far ahead, allowing Pat Bonner to come out to collect. Forward by Craney. I'll pass underneath it. Bowman helping it on. Back it goes to Rogan. McKinley's header. Now Bowman. Krivokapic. Turned by Daly with a brilliant one. He was fouled in the process by Dubček. United's free kick taken by Van der Hoorn. Here's Jim McInally. Not Patalainen. Jackson! United on ahead! Darren Jackson scores his 14th goal of the season, and just look at the delight in his face. Well, after that major setback, and Tommy Coyne's equaliser, United have bounced back rapidly. Now look at the quality of this goal. Taking the pass inside, which came from Patalainen, chesting it down, holding off his marker, Anton Rogan, and drilling the ball beyond Pat Bonner. Well, what an outstanding goal it was from Darren Jackson. And this game really has burst to life now. Well, Jackson threatened throughout the first half to cause problems for the Celtic defence. He was quick, he was lively, he played with lots of enthusiasm and skill, and now he's got his reward. And United have the corner kick. So Darren Jackson, the leading goal scorer for Dundee United, made his debut against Celtic just over 2 years ago and was badly injured and didn't play again for the whole of that season. Corner kick taken by McKinley. Good handling that by Bonner. Must be immensely difficult for goalkeepers on a day like this. It's so bitterly cold and they have long periods of inactivity. Krivokapic. Daly. Well, that's great play again from the youngster. Patalainen is free on the left. And Daly appeared to overdo that. Mixu Patalainen now giving a bit of verbal encouragement and suggesting he should have released the pass. Across it comes from McNally. This is Dubček. Van der Hoorn sliding in there, and Charlie Nicholas. And Freddie Van der Hoorn must have been just about the most delighted player in the field, perhaps apart from Darren Jackson, to see that United goal go in after his header. McKinley to Daly. There's Bowman. Off goes Jackson again. Two defenders with him. One was enough. Anton Rogan. Headed away by Van der Hoorn. There's Jim McInally. An unlucky slip there by McInally. This is Fulton. Tries to
play that through for Tommy Coyne on the run, although the flag was up on the far side. And the pace of the match has markedly quickened with these two goals. No challenge there for Elliott. Here's Rogan. Well, you have the distinct feeling that there's still more drama to unfold this afternoon. United leading by 2-1, but Celtic very much in the match. There's Steinman. That's a great pass. Here's Darren Jackson. He's on his own, but he's got to go this way himself unless he waits for support, which he has done. There's Bowman. It's turned in by Patalainen. 3-1 to Dundee United, and the Celtic supporters are stunned. These United fans can scarcely believe this. It was another quality goal. It was set up though by Keith Steinman with the most magnificent crossfield pass, which found Darren Jackson. Now just look at the way Jackson comes forward here. He realises he's on his own. He waits for support, holds the play up, then plays it inside here for Dave Bowman. His shot beats Pat Bonner, comes off the bar, and Patalainen responds instantly. And quite remarkably, that is Patalainen's first goal of the season. Such a prolific goal scorer for United in his 2 previous seasons, but that's his first, and a thoroughly welcome one at that from the United point of view. Celebrating United supporters. Jackson turning and spinning and caught there by Fulton. Celtic had possession though. Well, they had possession until that pass went wrong. Here's Krivokapic, he's on his own up front. There's Patalainen coming from the left. Ball played in there for that guided header by Daly. Now just look at the composure there of young Christian Daly. Tried to steer that in at the bottom corner. Cross from Patalainen. Daly on the run, trying to beat Bonner with accuracy. Well, the Celtic supporters seem to think the task is beyond them now. Leaving early. Britton trying to jink his way through the United defence. The United are currently playing with so much zeal and determination. They'll be a very tough nut to crack before the end. In fact, here's Jackson on the break. Holding off Grant, now has Elliott to beat. Testing him for pace. Brave, skillful front play by Darren Jackson. Relieving some of the pressure on the defence, getting away from that tackle from Grant. Then quite willing to test Paul Elliott's pace, but closing down the angle too much for the shot. Headed done by Coyne, giving Jerry Britton the chance to test Malpass. Here's Coyne. Good shot there by Tommy Coyne, and excellent goalkeeping from Main. Well, I'd made the point that Main hadn't been too heavily involved in the play, but when he was called upon there, he did extremely well. But this is excellent play also from Tommy Coyne. Look at the way he takes on Freddie van der Hoorn and get the shot on target. So we're into time added on now for stoppages. It's been a very impressive second half from Dundee United after the setback created by the Tommy Coyne goal following Freddie van der Hoorn's short pass back. They got back in terms instantly, and they've grown in stature ever since. And referee Jim McCluskey ends the match. A thoroughly satisfactory one from the Dundee United point of view. There's the reaction of their supporters. but for Celtic it's been a very unhappy day. They started in very promising fashion, then were caught out by the opening goal scored by Christian Daly. But Darren Jackson was the player up front for Dundee United. He created so many problems and scored a superb goal in the second half. So the final score here at Tannadice, Dundee United 3, Celtic 1.
What do you feel about that performance this afternoon, Darren?
Obviously we're over the moon with the result. A 3-1 against Celtic is a great result for us after our performances at home, so we're delighted.
What was the basic game plan this afternoon for playing against Celtic?
Well, they play 3 up front and we wanted to keep it tight at the back, not lose goals, and on the break we wanted to be obviously the forward sharp and a lot of movement, and I think it worked.
You did take a lot of pressure in the opening 50 minutes or so, but what do you remember of the opening goal?
I think it was just a long ball played through. Pat Bonner came out of his box and I just put my foot up and I connected with it. I didn't know where it was. I turned round and Pat Bonner's running back to his goal and Christian's ran in and took it off and he scored.
Your partnership up front with Christian Daly, what's your impression of this young man?
Obviously he's a tremendous player for 17. He's big and strong and can shift a bit.
Now in the second half when Celtic came back into the match, did you feel then it may be slipping away from you?
Once they got the goal, you've got to, like Celtic are good, once they get a goal they pressurise you, but we got 2 goals quick and so that helped us, and in the end of the day I thought we played really well.
You scored the second goal, what do you remember about that?
I think Jim McInally played it into Mixu and Mixu had a shot and it hit me and I've rolled it in and obviously pleased.
So your scoring record has been remarkable. What's the big difference for you this season?
I feel a lot sharper. I've done a lot of extra training, sprint training with Stuart Hogg, and I think that's really helped me.
And do you think from a team point of view you can go on and challenge the championship all the way through?
Oh yes, obviously we're still up there. Well, we're okay off the top, but we're just going to battle right to the end.
Darren, well done today, great performance, thanks.
Very much.
Dundee United making light of the bitterly cold conditions, and Derek Johnson obviously feeling a bit cold around the upper lip as well. What about that game then? Obviously an important win for Dundee United. They're still very much live championship contenders.
Oh, very much so. I don't think anybody's ruled them out of the championship, Dougie. I mean, they have a young side, but they've been up there for most of the season, and I think they've got the kids, the Christian Dailies of this world. I mean, marvellous to watch again, aren't they? I think Celtic started the game off well, but what a silly goal to lose in the first place. I think after that there was no comeback for them.
You thought there might have been a hint of offside about that first United goal?
Well, I don't know. When you look at it, Dougie, you know, the ball did break forward and there was nobody between Darren Jackson and the goal, and it may well have been offside, but at the end of the day, was he interfering with play? That's the question you want to ask.
He was obviously the man of the match, Darren Jackson. Yeah. He just had one of these days where he worked hard and everything came off for him. Let's take a look at just some of Jackson's skill this afternoon. I mean, he turned big Paul Elliott beautifully here.
He's been doing that to every player, not just Paul Elliott. I mean, he scored 2 goals against Rangers as well. I mean, he's just having one of these seasons where he's playing well. Remember when he came at first, horrific injury, it put him out for about a year and a bit, and he's come back. And it's great to see someone with genuine pace and ability. I mean, he sees his awareness of other players, he can turn players. I mean, he's an ideal striker for you. Look at this turn, he gets the ball here, look, knows where the centre-half is, Anton turns him, and there's a lovely ball through there. And just his whole footballing brain is different class just there, and Jim McLean must be delighted with him, because they've struggled up front to score goals, and he's been Dundee United's top scorer. Look at that, he's got the big Elliott up his back, what a superb overhead kick, knows exactly where the young fella's running to. And that's great play, not frightened to take players on either. Look at that, 2 Celtic players there, there's nobody up helping him at this stage, and he's got to beat Paul Elliott, which is not a difficult thing to do. And look, like Paul's got back well there, but he's got the shot in. Tremendous player.
From a Celtic point of view, obviously very disappointing. They did score a good goal. I thought Tommy Coyne took his goal very well.
Well, that's one of the goals of the season, Tommy Coyne. Tremendous by the goalkeeper, a tight angle and stuck it in when Celtic needed it. But they are in a bit of disarray at this moment in time. John Collins came back after a nasty injury last week, surprised that he played today. A bit of a risk with him and Paul McStay today, and in the end it hasn't turned good for Celtic.
And the Celtic support, once again, they're in huge numbers, encouraged the side through it, but they're obviously unhappy. There's a lot of discontent among the Celtic fans.
Of course they are, Doug. I mean, you can't be 8 points behind Rangers and not be unhappy, but you saw the fans behind the goal and at the side of the park. I mean, these fans follow them everywhere. They've been very, very loyal to Celtic, and I think they're looking for something in return.